Hello and welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Well, my second edition actually, because I did do a crossword video earlier. In fact, am I in the wrong place? I feel like I'm too far forward on my desk. Hang on a sec. Let me restore order to the galaxy. There we go. Yes, there's a crossword video on the channel for any of you who enjoy those. But this puzzle I'm going to be attempting is the brand new Rat Run puzzle from Marty Sears, Visiting Order. And so the adventures of Finkz continue. So we've now had a whole season. I think, were there 10 puzzles in season 1? And this is the second puzzle. Yeah, it must be Rat Run 12 I'm seeing in the title now. So I absolutely adore these puzzles. Basic conceit is always the same. Finkz has to make her way through the mazes to find the cupcakes. The rules are always different, and Marty Sears is a logical genius. Absolutely. Oh, and I met Marty, didn't I? Hang on, I've got a picture. I'm going to share a picture of Marty Sears with you. Here we go. Here's Marty. So let's try and put him in the picture. So yeah, this is the great man who comes up with these amazing puzzles for us. And I met Marty and so many of you actually at Stratford-upon-Avon at the weekend. A wonderful, wonderful day. Anyway, I've talked about that in previous videos, but that's Marty. And this has 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so moderate difficulty in the Finkz universe, and indeed in the Sudoku universe. And this is what I'm going to be attempting in today's video for you. Now, let me look at my list though, because I've got a few things I want to talk about today. I mean, perhaps the most important is it's the first of the month. And that means if you're a patron of the channel, we have a brand new Sudoku hunt for you. This month's hunt is by the Sudoku Skunkworks. It's called Duality. Let me show you the picture. Here we go. It's almost like my screen's in a slightly different place today. It's very confusing. These puzzles are magnificent though, and there are lots of them. So do have a go. It went live at 4 p.m. UK time today, and there is I don't know if this is going to be popular or not, but we have decided we are going to offer a new type of prize. So if your name is drawn out of the hat after the 20th, which is when the competition ends, you will be offered the opportunity. You won't have to do it, but you'll be offered the opportunity to sort of make a video with me where we talk through a puzzle together. I don't know if that's in any way interesting, but it is there. So that is something that we're going to attempt to do. Hopefully the technology will allow us to do it somehow. We're going to have to work all that out, but for some of you that may be something you're interested in. So that's going on Patreon right now. What else? I've got a lot of announcements to do regarding birthdays and things, so why don't we get on with those? Let's start with Adam over there in Philadelphia, which is where I was in the summer. I had a wonderful time in Philadelphia. I didn't have a wonderful time traveling to and from Philadelphia, but I did have a wonderful time in Philadelphia. Your dad Dave wrote to us, Adam, and I think your dad's in New Jersey though, and said that you're a chemical engineer and you watch every day. So thank you for doing that. I hope you have a great birthday today with, of course, chocolate cake. Next birthday is Hannah. Hannah, your flatmates Daisy and Jack wrote to us and said you might appreciate a shout out. So Hannah, many happy returns. I hope you get a top quality chocolate cake. Next we will go to, where should we go now? Crystalline, it's your birthday today. I know this. I think it's Evan. Evan wrote to us, didn't sign the email, so I'm guessing slightly. But apparently you find these videos help you to sleep. Well, I've had that effect on many people, mostly at parties. But then you do check the videos the following day as well to have a look at the puzzles again. So Crystalline, thank you very much for supporting us and watching. I hope you have a great birthday today. Next we'll go to Julia over in Kentucky. Julia, I know you've been struggling a bit and you've been lonely this week. So what I thought we could do is to offer you some cracking the cryptic love and companionship on your birthday, which I hope is a good one, and I hope you get some top quality cake as well to celebrate. Next we'll go to a wedding anniversary. Mr. and Mrs. Blobs, Blobs the constructor. It's your 26th wedding anniversary, and I have a picture of the two of you on holiday, I think earlier this year in Hawaii. I have been to Hawaii. The waves were not like that. The waves were much bigger. But what a beautiful picture. And that is Mr. and Mrs. Blobs. So I hope you have a great wedding anniversary today. And then finally, Tatiana, who I think goes by Tanya. Tanya over there in Georgia is getting married today to Michael. And I wish the two of you the most fantastic day. I'm sure there will be cake. And Michael, I did email you a little video, so maybe show that to Tanya. And I hope, well, I hope she likes the message. And that, I think, is everybody. I don't want to miss anybody out. There we go. Let's turn our attention to what Marty Sears has in store for us again. Visiting order. Here are the rules of this puzzle. We have got normal Sudoku rules applying. So we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. In the rat run puzzles, because the mazes are quite pronounced, it can be a little hard to see the 3x3 boxes, but they are there if you stare hard enough. Now, the aim of the experiment... Oh, hang on. I've got the flavour text as well. I asked Marty how he made this. Marty is an animator in real life, and I think Marty uses clever software and trickery, about which I know nothing. But here we go. Here's the flavour text. Experiment 12, teal, 30th of October 1974. I have to admit, I'm glad that this week's experiment involves nothing high-tech. I have tried to remind Elliot of our original goals, and that Finkz shines brightest when she's allowed to focus on my mazes without unnecessary complications. For this week at least, he listened, but it's only a matter of time. Okay, so we're going to have high technology in the next one. Anyway, I wanted to know how Marty got that sort of old-fashioned effect. I'd love to use that in thumbnails and things, but I don't know how to do it. Anyway, the aim of the experiment, let's get back to the instructions. Finkz the rat must reach the cupcake by finding a path through the maze. The path must not visit any cell more than once, cross itself, or pass through any thick maze walls, as well as moving orthogonally, which means sort of like this. So hang on, let me go to the pen tool. That is an orthogonal movement from cell to cell. This is a diagonal movement, and it's about to tell us when Finkz can do that. So as well as moving orthogonally, Finkz may move diagonally if there's a 2x2 space in which to do so, but she may never pass diagonally through a round wall spot on the corner of a cell. So we can't go diagonally through that. That's a round wall spot. So we couldn't go diagonally through that, we couldn't go diagonally through that, etc. It's pretty obvious. So where can you go? You could go diagonally, we could go diagonally through there, oh, there. Look, there as well. There's another position. So it looks like box 9. No, actually, you could go diagonally like that as well. So there's a few places you can go diagonally. Grapes. So we've had blackcurrants. Was it blackcurrants last week? I think we've had raisins before. But now, today, we've got grapes. Digits separated by a green grape have a difference of at least 5. So they're a bit like German whispers rules. Oh, my phone's buzzing. Never mind. So if this was a 1, this would have to be at least a 6, is how that works. Now, the test constraint. In this experiment, dotted box borders... Okay, that's just the 3x3 boxes. Dotted box borders divide the correct path into index lines. In any box, the nth cell visited by Finkz is called position n. The digit in position n always indicates which position along the segment contains the digit n. Wow, what the nonsense is that? E.g., in a box, Finkz might visit the digits 3, 5, 1, 4, 2 in that order. The first digit... Actually, hang on, let's try and work out what this means. 3, 4, 3, 5... 3, 5, 1, 4, 2. Is that possible? Anyway, let's put the digits on. 3, 5, 1, 4, 2. Right. The first digit being a 3 indicates that the third digit is a 1. Why? Why is that? Sorry, let me reread how this works. In any box, the nth cell, so this would be the first cell visited. The position, digit in position. Oh, I see. Oh. So the digit in position n, so this is going to index where the 2 is. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I sort of do understand that. Okay, so these are going to sort of pair together, aren't they? Yes, right. So the first position along a line on a segment will always be indexing the 1. This will be indexing the 2. That will be indexing the 3. Oh, so the 4 is indexing itself. Okay, that's why we can have an odd length 9. All right, I do sort of understand it. That's really weird. That's very, very strange. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, okay, so let's think about this. So the first thing that occurred to me when I understood the rule there is that doesn't 1 always have to be on a segment? Because whenever I go into a box, I create a segment. The first cell or the first digit along that segment is indexing the position of the 1 along the segment. Or, I mean, if I had a 3-cell segment that began, let's just, oh no, that would be a 4-cell segment. Well, let's do that. Let's say I have a 4-cell segment and I begin it with an 8. That's just not logical, is it? Is that just not allowed? Because that would be saying that the 8th position and there would only be 4 positions. Let me just reread the rules. The digit in position n always indicates which position along that segment contains the digit n. Yeah, I don't think that's allowed. Okay, so that would suggest that almost all of the segments that we build are going to have ones and 2s and probably 3s on, unless you can get in and out of a box with in less cells than that, which looks very difficult. Perhaps there you could do it. So if you go down like that, let's just draw that in. You've obviously only gone 1 segment. That's a 1-cell segment. So that would just have to be a 1, wouldn't it? I think it would sort of index itself. There may be other opportunities to do that. Maybe there. Look, you could have a 1 there. All right, but let's try and understand what this means in terms of solving the puzzle. So, if Finkz, let's be clear, if Finkz tries to go to the cupcake, normally with Marty's puzzles, the cupcake is nearer to Finkz. And, you know, at first glance or at first blush, it looks like Finkz could just go sort of 2 cells and get the cake, but she's never able to do it. So if she goes right, she is going to go in those 3 squares. No, that doesn't work. I mean, if you do that, those are positions 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, and 2 of them are going to match off. 1 of them is going to index itself. And these will be the digits 1, 2, and 3 in some order, won't they? And then what are these digits? These have to be at least equal to 4, 5, 6 at very minimum. So one of these digits is a 6. One of them is a 5 on a 4-cell segment. We've just said that's impossible. That doesn't work. That's right, isn't it? Let's say that was a 6. This is a 4-cell segment. I should be indexing the 3 as being in position 6 on a 4. No, that's nonsense. That doesn't work. Right, so the first deduction is that we are going to turn that way and then go there. Right, and that's quite interesting, look, because then how do you get out of this little region that Finkz has now entered? There's a sort of region there. Oh, that's so beautiful, the colours. Now that region, I think there's only one exit from it, which is there. So Finkz then goes there. No, then there are options. Right. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing... First thing I'm seeing there is that none of these segments can be larger than 6 cells, can they? I'm just... Okay, so what I'm wondering about is where I'm putting 7, 8 and 9 in this area of the grid. Because there must be some 7s, 8s and 9s. So, I mean, let's just think about that logically. Okay, so in column 1, how many 7s, 8s and 9s are there? Well, hopefully, I know sometimes the questions are facetious, but sometimes it helps to sort of stabilize the logic in your brain, doesn't it? So there's going to be 1 7, 1 8 and 1 9, and then in this column there'll be 1 7, 1 8 and 1 9. So there has to be 2 7s, 2 8s and 2 9s in these two columns, but I can't put more than 1 7, 1 8 and 1 9 in that region. So I have to put 7s, 8s and 9s in this region. I have to put at least 1 7, at least 1 8 and at least 1 9. But when I do put them in, I must put them in positions that are not on the segment, because I mean, say I made that a 7, that would be saying in that region the 3 would be in position 7, which doesn't exist. So I have to put does that mean I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. I haven't quite got this. I'm wondering if that means I have to put... Do I have to put 6 on the line or not? I'm just not quite sure how... It doesn't seem impossible, for example, to do something like that, does it? And then I could put 7, 8 and 9 into those squares, for example. How do we think about this so that it's clear? The answer to that is I don't know yet. Okay, 1, 2. Hang on, let me count this. I've got to be careful here. This is a 12-cell segment. I must leave. Therefore, I cannot take more than 9 cells up with Finksz's path, because if I did that, then the 10th cell on the path would be a 7, 8 or a 9. Okay, but if I go... Yes, that's nice, right. Okay, so I'm just going to use the logic I did there then to do it. Okay, we worked out that you can't create a vertical stripe up the grid. Because you can't. No, what do I mean? Well, we worked out if Finkz turns right here and goes straight up the grid, because this would be a 1, 2, 3 triple, these would be unfillable. And the same must be true if we go straight up this column. Those have to be 1, 2 and 3 on that segment. These have to be, one of those has to be at least a 6 on a 4-cell segment. That cannot work. So we can't go straight. We can't go straight up column 1. And the moment we have to do a rinky-dink, like that, for example, or this, for example, we're because we can't just nip back. All of these dots they're obviously placed for a reason. I now understand, because when we go into column 2 ever, we have to stay in column 2 for at least one cell. So if we go in there, we have to stay in for at least one cell. We can't immediately get out of column 2. And what that means is that in order to traverse the sort of 6 rows that are needed to get up the grid, there's going to be a traversal of 6 vertical steps, but we're not going to be able to traverse this distance because we have to do a rinky-dink in less than 9 cells. I'm not explaining that very well. But okay, let me try again. That is impossible. So wherever we break the pattern and move out into column 2, we have to stay in column 2, and then even if we were as efficient as we could do, even if we didn't do much rinky-dinking, we just did a quick excursion into column 2, how many cells have I used up within this area? Oh no, I'd much preferred the purple. How many cells? You can see I can only leave a gap of 3. There's no way of leaving a gap of less than 3. And we know that those 3 gap cells must be 7, 8 and 9, because we cannot put 7, 8 and 9 on the loop. So what we don't know is how the loop, or not the loop, but how the path traverses. But we do know, okay, so there's many things we now know. Yeah, there are many things we now know. We now know that the only cells in this area of the grid that don't contain path are the digits 7, 8 and 9. Therefore, there must be a 6 on the path. And that's quite interesting. That's it, right. So there must be a 6 on the path, because I can't put 2 6s. The 2 6s that exist in these 2 columns can't both be up here. And the only digits off the path down here are 7, 8 and 9. So there is a 6 on the path, and wherever there is a 6 on the path, that must be on a segment that is at least of length 6. How do you create a segment of at least 6? And the answer to that is that can't be. Because if that was a length 6 segment, it would have to do full rinky-dinkage, wouldn't it? And where would it come out? It would come out here. That is not possible. I can't now leave 3 blanks. So the only way of creating proper rinky-dinkage is if the 6 is in the bottom segment. Then we go up. Oh, I see. And then we have to go straight up. We have to go straight up now, because otherwise, if we do another rinky-dink, we're not going to leave enough blanks. There you go. So you have to go 7, 8, 9 here, 1, 2, 3 here. So 4, 5, 6 here, 1, 2, 3 here. This is weird, isn't it? Oh, where's my 3? There. Oh dear, dear, dear. So this is a huge number. Yes, okay, that's possible actually. Yes, because that's now at least a 7. Let's put 7, 8 and 9. I don't think it can be 9 at first blush anyway. It might not. No, it's a 7 actually. Okay, this might be our first digit, because that digit is on a segment of at least length 7. But I think whichever way I go, if I go up, I can never get to these 2 cells now, because to do so would imply I was going down into the cul-de-sac that is column 3. And if I go that way, I can never get to these 2 cells because they are cul-de-saced. So this is, we don't know which way we go, but that is 7. And that's telling us that. Well, this. Oh, no. Okay, no, it is telling us. I do see it. I do. Oh, it's obvious actually. So once that's 7, this is an 8-9 pair by Sudoku, which can't be on this segment, because if they are on the segment, that would imply a need to get into these squares, because I can wiggle around a lot up here. But I need, so, you know, if I go up, I'm going to have to, all 9 cells of this box are going to have to be on a segment. And they can't be, because I can't get to these. So I must turn right, up, but stay in the box now, because I've got to get all 7 cells that aren't the 8 and the 9 on the segment. Yes, so I have to do that. There is, let me just check that. Just let me think about that for a moment. I think that's right, but I'm intrigued by the fact that there's no dot in the middle of this 2x2 here, which implies, in Marty's puzzles, normally that means that you have to at least consider the diagonal possibility. But I mean, if I go there, I can't create a length. I'm not allowed to cross my path. I don't see there's another way of doing it. I think I have to do that. And that's quite cool, because now this is saying the 1 is on the 7th cell of the segment, and that's that square. So that's a 1. Oh. These are 4, 5, and 6. These are 2 and 3 by Sudoku. Now, can we use that? So, yeah, if that was a 3, it would be indexing itself because it's in the 3rd position. If it was a 2, it can't be a 2 because it's in the 3rd position, so it's indexing the position of 3, and I can't put 3 there, so that is 3 indexing itself. That's 2 indexing 4, which is going to be there. These sort of pair off. That creates a 5, 6 pair, which index each other. Oh, this is lovely. Marty, your brain is so immensely strange, and I mean that in the most positive way. I mean, this is completely bizarre, isn't it? How would you in a vacuum think to yourself, oh, that would be a very interesting thing to do? I do not know how he does this. It is just pure and utter magic. Now, let me just think about this though. Can we so that could just be a 1 indexing itself. If it's a 2, it's indexing a 1. No, it is a 1, isn't it? Because if it was a 2 or a 3, it's saying the 1 on this strand is in the 2nd or 3rd position, which it clearly isn't. So that's a 1. This is 2 and 3, which they don't index themselves, actually. They're in positions 4 and 5. So they can't index 6. So 6 must index itself. Yeah, that must be right. These are indexing 4s and 5s, which must be in positions 2 and 3. Okay. That's really bizarre, isn't it? Because that's almost... well, what I'm thinking about is that's almost self-contained. It's almost like we've done that puzzle now. Because unless I'm missing something, I don't see how to progress. How to progress this. So it must now be considering this, I think. That can't be a 1, although it is indexing a position 1. Oh, I know what this will be. Hang on, let me go back to the rules and just check. Yeah, okay, right. The rule for the grapes is it isn't saying if Finks's path goes through a grape, then the grape has a difference of 5. It's just saying these are German whispers dots, effectively. Which means, so, what I'm saying here is if we go down there and out, what are these digits? Well, that's a 3-cell segment, so those are the digits 1, 2, and 3. Now, let's assume that is the case. How can you construct a grape now? Now, the nature of a grape is just like a German whispers line. If you've watched the channel at all, you'll probably be familiar with those. Now, German whispers lines are weird because you can't put 5 on them, because the digit next to the 5 has to be at least 5 different from the 5. And if you go down, you get to 0. If you go up, you get to 10. And anything more extreme is even more nonsensical from a Sudoku perspective. So 5 doesn't exist on the line. Now, what that means is that you're going to get a digit that's either, so say this is lower than 5, this will then be higher than 5. You can't have 2 digits the same side of 5. Imagine you tried to do that. So imagine this was a 6 and you tried to make the other digit the same side of 5 as 6's. The furthest digit you could pick would be 9, and 6 and 9 are 3 apart. They are not 5 apart. So what that means that is on every grape there is a low digit. Now, how's that possible if we've consumed 1, 2 and 3? We could put 4 on one of these, but not both of them. So there wouldn't be enough low digits. That doesn't work. So, right. So we have to go along the grapes then. And, oh, hang on. This is definitely, well, it might be a 1, 2 or 3, but if it is, it's lucky. Yeah, it's okay. Whoa, actually, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's really, this is lovely logic again. Okay, so which way do we go? We're here. We've got a choice. What happens if we go up? And the problem with going up is it's sort of the same as going down here, because now we've got a grape that needs a low digit on it, but these digits will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this would have to be double high grape. And a concept so, you know, ungrapely, I can't tell you. So from here we must go down. I presume that does work. Yes, it does, because that digit presumably can be the low digit that we must have on this grape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I see. So these are an 8, 9 pair. And this is low, therefore, and is not 1. So it's 2, 3, or 4. This is probably obvious, isn't it? I've just got to think about it. So the 2, 3, or 4 is indexing the position of the 7. So the 7 is either, I don't think this can be a 4, because 1, 2, 3, that would put the 7 here, and that can't be. So the 7 is either there or there, I think. Position 2 or position 3. Yeah, and then these pair off with one another, don't they? I do wonder, actually, if there is if there's a clever way of thinking about these, the fact that there's always pairs on the line. So there's always going to have to be an odd number. On an odd length line, there's going to be an odd number of digits that reference themselves. Okay, and we can see there's going to be a 1 or a 2 on here, can't we? Because this grape needs a low digit on it. And that can't be a 3 or a 4. So there's a 1 or a 2 on here. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this was low, we'd be indexing the 4 into positions 1 or 2. That's okay. And if this would be indexing the 5 into positions 1 or 2. That's okay. Oh, okay. So now I'm stuck again. How do we do this then? Is it something to do with just the position of the 2? If that's a 2. No, that, okay, maybe a bit. So the 2 in this box is obviously not in its own row. It's not there because that would be indexing the 1 to here. I'd have a 2-1 pair and we couldn't put a low digit on the grape. So the 2 is either on here or it's exactly there, which would cause this to be a 7. And I don't know. I don't know how to do this. How do you think we do this? Or is it maybe to do with the 3s and the 4s somehow? That feels very much less comfortable to deal with, I have to say. This is very odd. This is very odd that this has... If I'm putting 1 or 2 on here... Okay. Oh, no, it's obvious. Oh, Marty, you've just got me again. Oh, you make me look stupid in front of a lot of people every week. Oh, bobbins. It's obvious. I'm so sorry. Okay, I was trying to understand it from an index, all sorts of positions, and all I should have said is what's the... I've got obsessed with the low digits. What's the high digit on this? It's not 8, 9, it's not 7, so it's 6. And once it's 6, what can you partner 6 with on a grape? You need a digit that's at least 5 away from 6. The answer's 1. So this is a 1-6 pair. And I don't know what that... Well, so that digit is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's 4 or 5. Because the 1 is in one of those positions. And the 6... which is this position along the line, is indexing the 4 or the 5, depending on... So that's a 4-5 pair, apparently. That seems very strange as well. So now the 2 only has one place it can go. So that's 2, indexing a 7, and that's going to be a 3 indexing itself. It's so strange. Oh, chance of a 3 in the corner. Okay. Now, what does that mean? I have not got a clue. Okay, I can tell you one thing about this line. It doesn't go there. Because if it did, this sequence of digits here would be the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, you can see that these would therefore be 3, 4, and 5, and that's going to break that cell, which needs to be a 4 or a 5. So the line here, it doesn't go there. It either goes straight down or it goes straight down there. Now, which way around do we think? Well, actually, if it goes there, isn't the indexing wrong, or have I just gone mad? I haven't gone mad. That doesn't work. Right. If it goes down, these are a 1, 2, 3 triple, but look, you must put a 3 there. Now, that's supposed to index a 1, which is fine, but except it can't. There's a 1 here already. That would be a 2, and it would just immediately clash. So that's beautiful. So actually, we are going down the middle strand there. Right, which is a length 4 strand. So this is a 1, 2. This is a 3, 4. This is a 5. Indexing a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1. That's 6. Indexing a 4. Yes, okay, that Sudoku was doing that as well, but forgive me. Oh, no 3 in the corner. 7 in the corner by Sudoku. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, okay, no, we can keep going. 2 and 1 by Sudoku. 3 and 4 by indexing. This is indexing the 1, remember, this the 2. And in this row, we've not placed 6, 8, and 9. And in this row, we haven't placed 5, 8, and 9. And now, well, okay, one thing I can see. Oh, 2 things I can see, at least. Right, let's start here. How do we get out of box 6? And well, I know it's that way. That's the way. I don't know whether we go just there, which we don't, actually. If we just did that, that would be a 1, 2, 3 triple in box 6, and we'd have a problem, wouldn't we? If that's a 1, 2, 3 triple, this square would have to be a Schrödinger cell and simultaneously alive and dead, and it's not going to work. So we've got to go that way. So it's quite a long segment again. But the other thing I noticed, look, is this grape. It needs to have a low digit on it, which is actually perfect. It's perfect because there must be a low digit on this. That low digit is a 3. So what would happen if this went straight down the grid? Well, one of these cells, this should be a 1-2 pair, but one of them would be a 3, so that doesn't work. So you have to go that way, that way, that way, that way, and now that is a 3. Because if that was a we know whatever this string of digits is, it must include a 3. So the only place the 3 can go is there. We can never get to this cell. So 3 is indexing 1. So this isn't 1, this isn't 3. What does that do to this line? If that is not a 1, that can't be a 3, is what it does. So this is a 1-2 pair. Is that really true? That is so strange, isn't it? Well, it seems to be right. So that, but it's a 3 indexing itself, so it's probably not very interesting, although it does put a 3 here. Now, neither of those are self-referencing. They're indexing the 4 or the 5 into this square. Okay, that's not it, is it? This is an 8 or a 9 by grape logic. Let's call it that. Oh, you know what might be interesting here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a length 6 segment. It's got the opportunity to be a length 7 segment, but it can't be more than that. So I want to say that's got to be 7, 8, or 9, doesn't it, this digit? If this goes straight out, then it could be a 7. If that goes there, this is an 8-9 pair. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's come back to this box. What are the digits not on the segment? They've got to be 8 and 9 as well, don't they? Which means I have got a 7, 8, 9 triple in this row. That's going to be important because can that be a 2 and that be a 4? Can they be a 2-4 pair? Perhaps. If that's a 2, it's indexing itself. That works. Oh, bother. Okay. So now we've got to do some serious thinking. Those digits have to be they can't include 8. There is no way. There is no way you can get 8 cells on this segment. Yeah. Okay, so these digits are from, they can't be 1 and 3 by Sudoku or 5 and 7 by Sudoku. So they are from 2, 4 and 6 by sort of Sudoku, and the fact that the maximum length of segment here is 7. So they can't be 8s and 9s on Fink's path. So that is a 2, 4, 6 triple, I think. And what that means is... Come on, work it out, man. What does it mean? It means that this digit corresponds to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. That's got to be a 5, doesn't it? I think it has to be a 5, because if we put the 2 in one of these positions is indexing the 4, 5, or 6 into this position. And obviously if that's 4 and 6 in the box, the only one of those that's valid is that, with that being a 5. So that's telling us that the 2 is there, I think. Oh, that's going to be very helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 and 1. 1 is now in one of those squares. That will be helpful for limiting this digit. Oh, you know what's going to happen here. The 4 and the 6 are going to index each other. And we're still not going to know about that digit. Oh dear. But this is a 4. Apparently that's a 6. Now that is on the path, and it's not in its self-referencing position. It's indexing a 3 to here. That seems to be displacing a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's putting 6 here. This is gorgeous. It's working, isn't it? 4, 5. It's filling in. Right. In this row, I've not put 2 in. Oh, it's indexing itself. Okay, but that's still okay, isn't it? Those 2 digits then are 5 and 7. Yeah. 5 and 7 indexing. Oh, both indexing themselves, surprisingly. So this isn't 7. And this digit, well, it is 7, 8, or 9, but I really didn't want it to be, because if it's 7 and it's on the path, it would work, which is very distressing. Oh dear, sorry, I don't know what to do with that. Let's try and do some Sudoku and see if that's going to help us. 1 is in one of those positions. 2 is, no, we don't know. Do I not know how to resolve this yet? I don't know, I probably don't actually. 1, 3, 1, 3, 8, 9. I'm going to fully pencil mark that, which is slightly against my better instincts. But oh, these are very high. Look, 1, 2, 3, and 4 have all gone in this column. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not 6. So the only way this is in. Well, okay, yeah, let's do more path logic, because Finkz is here. She is going to go through this little junction. That's true. Now I'm going to claim that she can't then go here. Because if she does do that, even if she does that as well, these 2 digits can't both be on the path. Because the path in box 8 will be a maximum of 5 cells if we go there. But these 2 digits can't both be lower than 5. So that doesn't work. So the path is lengthy. It's lengthy in terms of how it traverses box 8. But look, there's all sorts of optionality there. Let me think about this now then. So I think it's going to be Sudoku. So, oh, TS 2 and 4 are in this segment. Right, that's Sudoku. Now, so we know that this segment is at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's at least 7, and it could be 9 if everything is on. That seems, well, actually that seems Marty-esque. It would be quite, I think Marty would just find it amusing to have a length 9 segment. Oh, that's quite interesting. Look, 3 is definitely down here. That makes that not a, well, does it? Yeah, no, it does. Right. Okay, this digit is where we want to look now. Can that actually be 1? Let's try it. If that's 1, what it can't be is the 3rd cell on its segment, because that would mean this square has to be a 3, and we've just worked out that 3 is in one of those squares in this box. It's in column 4. So if this is 1, we actually would have to extend this there, But that doesn't help us, because now this digit needs to be a 4, because it's cluing the 4th cell along the segment, but it's not a 4, because the 4 is in column 5. It's not simple, but it is rather beautiful. So that digit is not a 1, and that means this cell, I think, is a 1, and that's very... well, no, it is slightly helpful. Because we didn't know that before we worked out that this was a 1. But now we do know that because this is the 1 in box 8, it must be on the path. So the path does this. Which, oh no, that doesn't help us, does it, with this? Because now that's not on the path, it could be anything. And this is self-referential. Which is presumably doing something for us. So, I don't know. Right, I tell you, okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I might be wrong actually. No, I'm right. If this is 3, we've got a problem, haven't we? Because this is indexing 5. Yeah, that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th position along the line. So if this is a 3, it's saying put the 5 in that position where it will clash. So that is not the 3. This is the 3 in position 4. So we have to put the 4 there. Which actually that's doing things over here now. Okay, so the 2 is in position 4, which is that one. The 5 is in position 3. This is so strange. That's not 5 anymore. That's, oh no, we already knew that wasn't 6. So what have we got? Have we actually, okay, this is 8 or 9. So if it was 9, that would have to extend and be a 5. Which it could be. If it's 8, it's saying put 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't work. That's so silly. So actually, we have to make this 9 in order to be able to put a 5 here. And that extends the section. So I presume we do that. But hang on. Let's just get rid of 9 from here. Get rid of 5 from here. No, that doesn't work. I think oh, that's not 9. Now, if that's 2, that's in position. That doesn't work. If you put 2 here, you get 6 here, and it clashes again. So this is not 2. This is 2 self-referencing. So these are from 6, 7, and 8 by Sudoku, but that's 7. Oh, that's lovely. Right, that's 7 or 8, because it can't be 6. I've got a 7, 8 pair in the bottom row. That means that square's 6. I don't know about what that's indexing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's indexing 7 there. So these index to each other. That's 8. That's 8. These squares, oh no, I was going to say we could get a 3, but no, we don't, do we? We get 2, 3, and 5. That's 5 in the corner, I think. 2, 3. Now, what do we do? This column maybe 7, 8, 9. And that one is not 8. How does this get resolved? Oh, hang on, no, that can't be a 1, because it would clash. If we go straight into the cupcake, like this, this would be a 1, and it can't be by Sudoku. In fact, the 1, oh, okay, the 1 is placed in box 9 there by Sudoku. But that is several cells into the box. So this 2 and this 3 definitely have to be on the path now. So if we went 1, 2, 3, 4. I think the 5 might have to be on the path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't get to the cupcake in less than 6. So the 5 is on the path as well. But there's all sorts of possibilities that are available here in terms of everything, really. Okay, but we do know we don't go here, so the path must go diagonally down to here. Now, what is that digit? Because that digit is going to index this 1, isn't it? Now, it's not 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. It could maybe be 6, 7, no, 6, 8, or 9. 6, 8, or 9. It's not 8 actually. 6 or 9. It can't be 9. That can't be the. No, because the path ends on the cupcake, doesn't it? Hang on. Yeah, the path ends on the cupcake. So that's got to be a 6, I think. Because otherwise we're saying that the path ends on a 1, which doesn't make sense to me. So now I've got an 8, 9 pair here. I've got a 5 here. So this is the 6th cell. This is the 6th cell. Oh, 4. The cupcake is a 4. Hadn't noticed that. So this is 7, 8, or 9. Hang on, no, it's not 7 by Sudoku. I've got an 8, 9 pair in this column now. So that's a 6. Oh, look, I've got 8 9s everywhere. Oh, botheration. How are these getting resolved then? It's all going to be down here, isn't it? Oh, Marty, this is going to be very clever, isn't it? So, how do we do this then? So the 4. Oh, my mind's going crazy here. So the 6 is saying that's the 6th position. So the cupcake is at least in position 8. So we could leave a 9 off the path. But we can't leave 8 off the path as well. Because it must take us 2 cells to get back from the 1 to the 4, mustn't it, at least? But we know the 2 is on the path, so we can draw that in. So, okay, so that, oh, the 2 is indexing itself. I don't believe it. And the 3 would be indexing itself if we go there. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, in fact, yeah, you can't make if we go there next for our next move, that won't work because that's the 3rd position in the box. Hang on, have I made a mistake here? Why couldn't I do that? Maybe I have. No. Because it's the same point, really. If you go in here from the 6, you're saying the 7th or the 9th position along the line is this cell, but it would have to be the very next position, wouldn't it? So we do go there, and then for the same reason we can't really go there. If we go here, then it's saying the 7th or 9th position is the 3 that must be on the strand, and it's going to be too late for us ever to get out of that square, so we then go there. Now, this isn't really helping us, but we do know we've now had 3 cells, so we either do something like that or something like that. But the 5 is probably going to be indexing itself, is what I feel is going on. And the 4 is going to be indexing. That's either going to be the 8th or the 9th position. So if it's 8, it's saying, yeah, that's it. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. You just have to twist your mind into Marty mode. And if you twist your mind into Marty mode, you can see it. Right, if the 4 was the 8th position on the line, it would be saying that the 4th cell, which is the next cell from here, is an 8, and it can't be. So that's the 9th position. So I should see a 9 in the 4th position, and the only way I can do that is if that is a 9, and that's going to presumably unwind all of the nonsenses. Now we know the 6th position is the 1, but we still have to get to the cupcake, so we can't go there. That would be the 5th position. So we go there to a self-indexing 5. The 1 then appears, and the 1 and the 6 pair off. The 4 and the 9 are pairing off. And then we know that it's a 9-cell segment, so we have to take every other cell like that. And let's check. By Sudoku, this is 8. By Sudoku, this is 7. And the 7 and the 8 index each other, and it works. Oh my goodness, Marty. Good grief. How do you do this? I mean, it's just weird. 8, 9, 8, 9, 9, 8. Oh, please work. 9. Oh, this better not be a deadly pattern. I'll be so upset with myself. Okay, that is an 8. Okay, it's okay. We're okay. I think, yeah, we're okay. That's it. There we go. Now, have I definitely filled the whole path in? Look at the end of the path. Both 9-cell segments to finish the path. Is it right? Yes. Oh, massive. Okay, let's see. Experiment completed successfully. Cells visited 58. Grapes eaten 1. It sometimes feels like Finkz is beginning to know my maze design sensibilities better than I do myself. Often she seems to intuit the correct path before even attempting to find the proof. It's as if she's second-guessing my choices, which in turn are shaping hers, making her feel the less of a test subject and more of a co-worker in this complex game. This is something Elliot would never understand. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant, isn't it? I mean, every time it's something unique and weird and wonderful. It is obviously the greatest series of Sudoku puzzles ever in the history of Sudoku, but that almost doesn't give it enough praise because there have been very few other series that could even hold a candle to this. It's just spectacularly clever, and I love it. Every single one of these is a joy. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.